Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be talking about why you should never defend yourself to a narcissist or just a highly manipulative person. This is because you might have this tendency to defend yourself against that narcissistic, let's say, mother, parent, partner, and dealing with them is actually challenging and exhausting, especially if you cannot avoid them, or if you find yourself in these instances where you are constantly defending yourself against their manipulative behaviors, or constantly defending yourself against what they say. This is because a narcissist will always tend to project their insecurities onto others or onto you, and it makes them extremely defensive, aggressive, and they're even unwilling to take any responsibility for their actions. They'll never be accountable for their action. So when you engage in any form of argument or you attempt to defend yourself against them, of course it will be so fruitless and harmful to you, and it only serves and even reinforces their sense of control and power over you, their sense of dominance over you. And in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 4 reasons why you should never defend yourself when you're dealing with a narcissist, and later on I'm going to share with you what you can do instead so that you cannot get hurt or you cannot ruin your mental health further. So stay tuned till the end. So the first reason why you should not defend yourself when you're dealing with a narcissist is it feeds their ego. You see, something about the narcissist is they need your attention and validation. So when you defend yourself, they thrive in those kind of environments. So even if it's kind of negative attention, positive attention, they still thrive in that. So the more dramatic the situation, like case in point now, defending yourself, the more they'll flourish. So when you defend yourself to that toxic parent, you are unconsciously giving them what they need. You are unconsciously giving them your attention and energy. So you might be defending yourself, explaining yourself, but as you are doing that, you are giving them what they need. And what this will do is it will reinforce their belief that they are always right, and it will even make them feel more powerful and more in control of you. And the other thing is when you are defensive, it simply shows the narcissist that what they are doing to you is working, like what they are calling you is working, and they'll feel that they still have their grasp on you. So the more you feed their ego, the more you're encouraging them to continue their manipulative ways, because they're like, yeah, this is working. So when you defend yourself, they're like, it's working, let me continue. But if you are chosen to, let's say, not to respond, at least they would try something else. The second reason is defending yourself is emotionally draining. So when you try to defend yourself to a narcissist, of course it can leave you feeling emotionally depleted and drained. This is because it usually involves, when you defend yourself it usually involves these circular arguments, circular conversation, manipulation techniques. And these manipulation techniques can leave you feeling powerless, feeling anxious, feeling frustrated. And narcissists rarely give straight and satisfactory responses to your arguments. They don't give these yes or no kind of responses, and they may even distort your reality or fail to understand your perspective. You may be defending yourself and even explaining it in simple terms, but it's just a waste of your energy, because it feeds their distorted view of themselves and distorted view of reality, and it even reinforces their belief that they're always right. So this energy you are giving them, or this time you are spending defending yourself, you should have channeled that energy to taking care of yourself and working towards your own well-being. So instead of defending yourself, you're just wasting energy because they cannot understand you, they lack empathy, and that's what they want. So you're wasting your own energy and it's really emotionally depleting you. The other thing is they will use your words against you. Actually, these are common one. This is because like a manipulative person is so good at twisting or distorting your own words and using them against you. So when you try to defend yourself, you may inadvertently say things you wouldn't say on normal occasions. Like you wouldn't say these things when you are calm or when you are not under pressure. But because you are being pressed, you might say something like you might say some harsh words or might do something which you don't normally do. So even if you present a logical sound argument or a sound defense, they may still twist it to suit their own agenda. So it's just about you saying something and then using it against you. So they may use your defense as a tool for further manipulation, for gaslighting, or for launching a smear campaign, for blaming you more, or just portraying themselves as the victim in that situation and portraying you as a bad person. So your defense now is being used against you, and that's what they are good at. And the other thing they might do is they may also misinterpret your words and use them to undermine your credibility and use them to make you question yourself and use them to make you feel like you are to blame for what's happening in that relationship. And this will even make it harder for others to believe your side of the story. The last thing which will happen if you defend yourself against them is narcissistic rage, and you might end up getting hurt. You see, a narcissist are known to have like a short fuse, and they have this intense need for power and control. They really want to control, to dominate. So when you defend yourself against their attacks, they may feel threatened. They may feel that you've really hurt them, and they may respond with anger or even physical violence, especially when you've cornered them, when they don't have an immediate response to your defense. This means that your defense now may escalate the situation and put you in harm's way. It put you in situations where you can get hurt. So they may sometimes resort to extreme verbal abuse, insults, and threats in order to undermine your confidence and even your life. This can be, of course, emotionally distressing when you're put in these situations, and can have long-term effects in your mental health and your general well-being. The other thing is when you really get defensive and they don't have an immediate comeback, they may resort to physical violence or just threats to your life, or they may just do something which will end up being harmful to you on the physical space. So this situation may be so dangerous to you. That's why it's important to always recognize the risks of defending yourself. Even if you have a very, very good point, just recognize the risk. And if you're defending yourself, don't put yourself in these situations where it's a closed space where they can harm you. So that's why nothing good will come with defending yourself. You might think that you are doing it to save the relationship, or you are doing it to prove a point. No, nothing good will come with defending yourself to a narcissist. It's just a losing battle that can greatly harm you, or that can greatly affect your mental health. So ultimately, defending yourself to a narcissist, like that narcissist parent, narcissist father, narcissist partner, can be so fruitless and counterproductive that only reinforces their sense of control, dominance, and power over you. So you might think that it will bring a positive result. No, it will be counterproductive. It will even make things worse for you. And the other thing is, you might think that when you defend yourself or explain things, they might change. No, they will not really change their behavior, even if you explain those things, as we've said, that in the simplest terms possible, because they are deeply entrenched. They are deeply lost in their own perspective of reality. Like, they're just so full of their ego. And that's why the only way to break the cycle or to stop this cycle is, of course, you again, you have to just rise up and either walk away, of course, if possible, or you have to learn to ignore their provocations and their false accusations. Like you have to learn to just be calm and blunt when they try to provoke you to defend yourself. So do not waste your time doing something that is harmful to you, or do not waste your time trying to defend yourself to someone who can never understand you, to someone who lacks empathy. Instead, as we've said, use that time for activities that will have the greatest positive impact on your mental health, or the greatest positive impact on yourself. And of course, the thing is, it may not be easy actually, especially when you cannot avoid them, but ultimately, you don't have to lose your dignity and sense of self-respect trying to defend yourself, trying to prove a point to someone whose main role is to just satisfy their needs and not care about you. Like, you always deserve your own respect and care. Even if others don't respect you, like the narcissist that doesn't respect you, just know that you deserve your own respect. And this own respect is, of course, you working on yourself, you healing, seeking help where you have to, or leaving the situation if you have to, but just prioritizing your own well-being. Hope you found that informative, guys. Until next time, have a nice day. Feel free to share, subscribe, and comment.